All right, what's up, guys? We are gonna be playing 2 to 4 tables today for not long. I'm gonna take this like super hyper mega aggressive style approach. As you can see, I just had 8-3 here in a 3-bet pot. Um, so yeah, I'm going to see how it works. We might absolutely just get completely punished and crushed, but hey, it might work out for us. We do flip flop a little bit back and forth between this style and another one. As you can see there, we just 4-bet threes. It got called in 2 spots. I flopped a 3 somehow. I don't know how I do it, but it's hilarious, isn't it? It's hilarious. If we get called here, we might be losing, though. And this poor fella is drawing dead. So thank you for that huge stack. He's probably wondering what the fuck happened. Oh, sorry, brother. All right, so we're off to a good start. The air is fresh this morning. Should I say this afternoon? It is 2:19. Oh, okay. What do we got here? Ooh, excuse me. Ooh. Just a quick $440 pot there. Not bad. Wonder what the other guy had. So funny. This guy just opened ships with 8-9 though. Middle pair. What's he thinking? Into 2 players that called, by the way, as well. I mean, I'm not one to judge. I did 4-bet threes, but we, like I said, we're coming in with this crazy weird style here in the next half an hour. Just, to build the image a little bit. We'll just play reckless for a bit and then go back to our ordinary style. And guys will just wonder what the fuck's going on. Maybe they'll label us as fish, and, to some players we are a fish. But, we're just going to mix it up. We're just going to mix it up. 3-bet. And we get a caller on a line 1. I think we'll start with a check here. I mean, all of his pairs pretty much get there. But then he's going to have, like, ace-queen, king-queen suited, queen-jack suited, stuff like that, too. So I think here now... I think we can go for a check raise here. And then if he doesn't bet, as long as it's not, like, a Broadway card on the river, we can bluff anyway. He just checks back. I think now here I'm just going to have to bluff. Try to fold out ace queen, ace jack, stuff like that. Okay, we take that one down. Here's going to be a bet. We have the gutter to the nutter and a flush draw to go with it. And now we have an 8-ball to the straight as well. I think I come in here for an overbet. There's going to be an overbet fold, by the way. Overbet fold. Unless it's one of the rare circumstances where he min clicks me back for 14 bigs, in which case I will be calling one. He doesn't have much behind. The diamond now we're stuck calling. I mean, the way he min raises us, it looks like he's got like just the pure nut flush already, but whatever. Nope. So we ship that one too. Now we are up almost 400 on this table, just playing complete reckless style poker. Working out well so far. Oh, somebody's calling us. Empire Stags, Frank speaking. Okay, good talk. Good talk. Probably one of those bots that just calls you and sells you duck cleaning. Or Rogers. Hello, I'm calling from Rogers. That's what they sound like when they call me. I'm just imitating what they sound like. 3-bet. 3-betting ace-6 here. I don't like playing this out of position in the spot. Check now. Check call. We're ahead of a lot. I think small bet here now. I think he'll call with a lot of flush draws, straight draws, and pairs. He can have a better ace some of the time. Now I chop with a lot of aces. The thing is, do I check here and let him bluff off with like missed hearts and missed clubs? Or do I target just a queen, which is what he probably has. He probably has like king queen, to be honest. So I'm gonna bet small enough to target king queen. He just folds. And I don't know if he was bluffing anyway if we checked to him there. But, yeah. We are, again, playing this reckless style. Seems to be doing okay for us. We are up on both tables. Should we just try to win every hand, like, for the next 10 minutes? See how that goes? Okay, I'm gonna stick with 2 tables because this is working out well. I'm not having to like rush my explanations. I can actually have a good time, which is a rare circumstance when I'm like playing 6 to 8 tables at once. I'm betting here at the Jack 8. I think he's gonna be calling with all hearts basically, and yeah, I'll have some eights, or sorry, aces rather. But yeah, I'll put a little tiny bet up there. I can call a bet here on the turn as well. Can also raise. Like, do I raise here as a bluff, as a semi-bluff? Like, is an ace ever folding? Is a strong heart ever folding? Probably not. Probably not. So I think we just check call. And now we have to go into hero call mode if we want to. There you go. Our check raise would have worked for the record, but he did river us. He hit the only card in the deck that would win him the pot. So congratulations, Sticks. You get that one. Hopefully you guys enjoy this. Again, like I'll flip-flop back between 3 or 4 different styles of poker, and some of my super mega professional poker player buddies, they don't agree with it, but I don't know. At the same time, I exploit the hell out of them because they are just so predictable in their gameplay. So, with us, you know, we have, by the way, all our styles work. It's not like we lose with one style or another. You know, it's a double-edged sword sometimes. Like, you're going to lose some big pots playing a wide range of hands, and you're going to also win some big pots. But typically, they all work out for me. Yeah, and the styles, what are the styles? Well, the styles are a 3-bet only strategy with premium hands. So there's that style, okay? And you just stick to your hands and you play that. And then you play your typical GTO post flop, and you kind of like deviate from there based on who your opponent is if you need to. The other style of play I have is a little bit of a looser pre-flop play where I just slightly open up my 3-betting hands. And start with a bet here. And yeah, and like that'll be a really extremely exploitive style of play where I'll just be constantly isolating weaker players, let's say. And then I'll have a style where I work in some flats, you know. So I'll start flatting with like middling pairs instead of 3-betting them, and I'll start flatting with like Broadway type hands. And again, on any given day, I'm sitting down before I start my session, and I'm saying, okay, I'm gonna play this style today. So there's 4 of them. So those are the 3. And then the 4th style is Maniac mode, where I literally just start 3-betting any kind of playable hand, whether in position or out of position. And I'm just confident enough in my post-flop play that I'm able to navigate that. And again, I'm not doing that style for a very long period of time. It is very short that I'm going to do it, like you'll see. Even now, I'm kind of like in line. I'm not getting crazy out of line with it. I am paying attention to my frequencies. So those 4 styles are what I do. So it really mixes up my opponents. They never really know what they're going to get from me. But it's like if I play again in 2 hours, I flop the set again here. It's because I'm on camera. I'm just running good. It's always how it works. It makes me never want to not be recording when I play. But yeah, so anytime I sit down, like I'll say, okay, I'm going to play this style, and this is what I'm going to play for the next hour. You know, and I'm going to try and make that style work. And yeah, it really gives me like a crazy maniac image. And again, it's really important to be able to navigate post-flop, like how you're going to be playing those spots, because you can just completely get destroyed if you don't know how to do that. And that's just experience in all the strategies. And you might be wondering, like, how do I have all these strategies? It's because like literally throughout my entire poker journey, I've tried every one of these out for like probably I would say 100,000 hands where I was like, oh, is this strategy working? Like I would flat like broadways and middle pairs in position, and then that didn't, let's say that didn't work, or I wanted to try out a new strategy. It was a 3-bet only strategy. I tried that strategy out for like 100K hands. So I have pretty good experience with the strategies over a good sample size, and I've learned how to like play them. What do I think he has here? So I block all king queens. Ace king definitely 4-bets me. This is a situation where I may go broke with queens, and I'm completely okay with it. Because again, I block king queen, ace king 4-bets me pre-flop. He can still have king queen. He can have king jack suited, but I'm gonna bet that he doesn't. Right? I think he's probably got like two tens, two jacks. We'll probably find out here on this turn because they'll most likely let go. Yeah. And I'm not going to be check calling there. No, I'm pretty certain he doesn't have a king, and I want to be charging like those middling pairs that I mentioned because we are ahead of those. So yeah, I hope I explained that. Okay. King 5 suited. Hilarious. Guys, it's the camera. I'm just like flopping such premiums here. It's amazing. I do have to be careful here though, because any hand that flats me is sometimes pocket 5, sometimes pocket 10s, and then there's going to be like queen jack in there, ace jack, and then like flush draws. So we got to be careful on turns. A 4 of clubs turn would be sweet. It is a club. Jack's not great, but it actually is not bad because a lot of them probably don't have ace queen, which means we only really lose to queen 9 or king jacks or stuff like that, or jack 10s. So I am okay just betting small again here. I think a hand like king queen might call again. I think hearts will definitely call. We're not charging those, but we have to be careful because even if we bet big here, hearts is going to have a lot of pair and flush draws. It's going to have a lot of pair and straight draws, and it's going to call big bet anyway. So everyone might be like, oh, well, you should charge those hands. You have 2 pair. Like, I also lose to other 2 pairs, so you got to be careful. And on this river, we pretty much always lose. Again, I don't know how many queens are in these ranges. Probably not many. So we really only lose to like 2 pairs, and then like all the flush draws end up folding. I am gonna blocker value bet this. I don't expect to be winning very often, but yeah, queen jack. I mean, well, that was the one hand, that we had him on or whatever. But again, we could check fold there too. I don't mind the blocker. I don't mind the blocker. We only lose the queen jack, right? And like if we check, somebody can easily turn their hearts without a queen into a bluff there, and then we just have to fold, right? So I prefer the blocker value there. That's a debatable spot too. We could probably look at and say, hey, what makes more sense here? There's the flip side too, where you're betting into 2 opponents. Like one of them's probably got a queen. But fuck you. I don't care. E4, we're suited. We're opening. We're suited. We're opening this hand. We're playing reckless. We just win, though. We just win. Because these guys are so tight at these stakes. They're overfolding every hand. And again, like, if you're a guy out there who's like a super tight player who just like waits for his hands, and he's scared to play pots because, he might get sucked out on, like, just watch how I play here. Watch how we navigate through that area, that territory that people are scared to navigate through because they don't want to lose money. And, like, rightfully so. But there's ways to make money in these gray areas. Like, case in point, right? And I'm not even having to really risk a lot. Squiggly D is a good player. I don't want to fold. And, again, we're just going to stick to our aggressive style. And this is definitely not a 4-bet by any means. It's not a call either. It's probably just a fold. But we are going to 4-bet Squiggly because we are a under the gun open, and we can get some credit for some 4-bets. Like, our range from under the gun is pretty strong. And then over here with the 5-3 suited, we are pretty deep. So I'm going to call just because we're so deep. And he jams it in our eye, and you can just have it now. You can just have that. Okay, Squiggly. We could just fold here, but I am going to click back here. There's an ace on board. We have a backdoor straight draw. I can rep some flushes when they start coming in. And he's gonna hate his life when a spade falls. Let's say, like look at that, right? If he doesn't have an ace, we win. So I'm gonna be able to put in a world of hurt, just given how deep we are and the fact that I'm in position. Queen 10 again. I'm going to 4-bet our boy Squiggly D's, because this is our style for the next half an hour, and we win, and we just win. It's sometimes you just have to not be afraid. Like I'm telling you, and you mix these in, and you don't go crazy with it. Because like if you try to stick to this strategy for like a too big of a sample size of hands, you will get crushed. But I'm just showing you how there are gray areas in the game, especially in games that are super tight that people don't know about. Here we go. Here we go again. 3-betting Queen 10 off versus a button open. But what is a button open? A button open is very wide, right? He's gonna have all the ace, like we win that one too, right? So you got to be thinking of ranges. Like he's gonna be opening that button with all the king X's, all the jack X's, queen X's, ace X's. Like those are all going in there. 6-7 suited, 9-10 offsuit. Like those are all opening. So Queen 10 there's not as bad as a 3-bet as we think it is. We can't be doing it every time, even though we are doing it every time for the next half an hour. But yeah, 3-betting 9-10 here too, right? We're in position. We're in position here. We're in position here. And until they start playing back at us, we don't really have to like change anything. He calls. We flop an open ender with a backdoor flush draw, and we can rep a king. We have more kings in our range than he does, so this is gonna be a very tricky spot for him to navigate. Like if he's got a hand like eights through jacks here, it's gonna be very tough for him to navigate this, right? Now, obviously, if he's got a hand like, and we just win with 6 high, like there you go, right? Here we flop top pair, and then we get it jammed in our eye. And I'm not crazy about it. I mean, he's gonna have queen jack stuff. Like I'm tempted to call here. I'm very tempted to call. He's gonna have like queen jack of clubs and stuff like that. It's got decent equity against us. Tempted to call, but I'm gonna let him have it. I am gonna let him have it. We could also check back here on this flop. If you think about what his calling range is to the open and then calling a 3-bet, it's gonna consist of a lot of pairs, and then like a lot of ace X flush draws, which they're not doing bad against us. So I think there we're crushed like a lot of the time. And then the times that we're not crushed, like it's very, very equal in equity, like 50-50 in equity, I would say, in that particular spot. So I'm okay to just let go of the 10 there. Like he's gonna have some better 10s too, and then I'm just calling in a world of hurt. Queen 7 open. If you guys like this style, please comment. Like, I don't typically show people this side of my game because it's like my ace in the hole where I can really start to screw with people. But I don't care anymore. Like I'm just having fun. And honestly, like I don't know what I'm doing half the time. So how the hell are you gonna know what I'm doing, right? You're not gonna be able to like read me. And yeah, if you enjoy this, like again, you have to be really good post flop style player to be able to employ this strategy. But I'm telling you, it's a lot of fun when you learn how to do it. And it really gives you this image of being a complete maniac. Like we're up 70 here already, and we're up like another 470 there. So we're up about $500 playing like complete maniac. Make it make sense. You can't. Yeah, obviously we got lucky with the threes. We 4-bet the threes in the blind battle, but I mean, look what they called with. It's just crazy. And again, we're not putting it in there if we don't hit a set of threes. Like it looks very reckless, I know, but it works. It works more than you think because you're just getting this fold equity. The little guy's waking up, so maybe we'll wrap this video up soon. But you're getting a little bit more fold equity. Sure, you're getting more fold equity more often, and you end up being in much bigger pots. So people tend to be a lot more scared in those bigger pots. Like Jack Deuce 3-bet, we win, right? And again, my other strategy is very tight. Like the other ones that you've watched, if you watch my channel, the cash games, I'm very, very tight with my 3-bets, like aces through nines, let's say, in that particular spot. And then like all your broadways, ace king, ace queen, suited type stuff. But now we're gonna blocker bet this. But yeah, so like you know, now if you can imagine, like now switching to this style, when I had 3-bet with Jack Deuce, like it's gonna be very difficult to put me on Jack Deuce, right? And the other beauty of this style is that when I do finally pick up a hand like aces, kings, queens, or even ace queen suited, let's say, it's gonna be so hard to give me credit, and like I'm just gonna get paid more often, right? It's like especially the frequencies in the last 20 minutes or so here, they've been so through the roof. People are gonna be picking up on these frequencies. Like I wouldn't be surprised if this guy 4-bets, but he doesn't. We do have to be careful here though, because anything that flats is gonna be a medium to low pair. We really only get ace queen type hands to fold out here, and even those may float one. So I am gonna half pot this. In the event that he does have a pair, we can still hit 2 overs, and I just want him to fold his ace queens, right? I want to win against those. I don't want to chop against them. I want to win against them. So he calls. It's pretty safe to say he may have just turned a full house here with 2 nines. And I guess he could have some ace queen of clubs in there as well, perhaps. And we are ahead of some king queen and jack 10 of clubs type hands. So I'm going to check back. Now the question is, do we hero call if and or when he bluffs? And I'm very tempted. Again, he could have... Okay. We might be good. We might be good. Do we bluff? Do we bluff to try to fold out ace queen of clubs is the question. I think we just check back. He's gonna win with like pocket 8s and pocket 7s, but then we beat like king queen of clubs and jack 10 of clubs. Pocket 8s. Yeah, there you go. So, I mean, our equity versus that hand the entire way wasn't bad, right? And what did we lose there? Not very much. King jack. We see bet here. He called. What do we do on this turn? First of all, what the hell does he have, right? He's certainly gonna have some weaker kings than us. And yeah, he could have a set as well, but we'll find out right here. I also want to charge clubs and any kind of turned straight draws that there might be. I think he will call some of the time with some weaker kings. He is in the big blind, so it's going to be hard for him to have a better king than us. Like king queen would probably 3-bet, but that's probably the only king that is better than ours, other than like a flop 2 pair. So I don't mind going for an overbet there. And again, I'll be overbetting in that spot with flush draws, with straight draws, with sets, and with complete fucking air, right? So, you know, it's not bad to mix in an overbet with top pair there some of the time just to balance things out. A7 here again. Sticking to our style here, we're gonna go for another 5 minutes. We're just gonna 4-bet this. We're only playing like a maniac for, and we win. We're only playing like a maniac for another 5 minutes. So, yeah, I don't mind. I might be good here now with a river 10 some of the time. We're ahead of a pair of 4s, a pair of deuces, a pair of 7s, and we're ahead of diamonds. So we can just check back and win here. We're ahead of that too. I don't know why he was calling me with just king high. 3-betting 8-6 of clubs here out of position. KGB is got to be getting impatient with us, but no, he just folds to us. These guys are just, they're not playing back at me, right? They're not playing back at me. Open. Like I would love to see what my actual statistics are here in the last half an hour. I'm probably opening like 80 to 90% of hands. And when I am 3-bet, I'm playing back at them too, so it's not like those 3-bets are working. So what happens when you start doing this for a while and it's working, it tends to back players into a corner where they're like, oh, I tried to play back at this guy like 3 or 4 times now and it didn't work. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait for aces. That's how these minds work, right? When they try to play back and it doesn't work 3 or 4 times, they're like, okay, I'm going to just sit back and wait for a big hand now and actually play back at them. So when they do that, it's important to just give it to them. But you're seeing now that that's kind of what's happening. These guys are... Yeah, all right. I'm coming, my boy. These guys are starting to kind of just bend the knee to me, if you will. 3-betting king 5 here. This will be our last hand, and then I'm going to sit out of all hands here. Outlier tends to have a little bit of a nose for my style of play. There you go. Do we want to play back here? I don't know. It's the last hand. I'm gonna fold here. King 5 offsuit out of position is not gonna be a candidate for a hand that I'm gonna splash there with. Anyway, that's it for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed that one. If you like these ones, please follow, like, comment. Let me know if you like that one. And please hit the subscribe button so that I can make money on YouTube in the next 50 years. Please. Take care. See you later.